Mr. Walsh, tell us a little bit about, the legacy of your career. What was it that, took you to the levels that you went to 519 test wickets? What do you think it was that drove you?
I think it's a combination of the pride of representing the West Indies, always wanting to do the best I can, enjoy playing what I was doing, and it was like a dream come true representing the West Indies. So all those combinations sort of secret, and it was the only, it is the only sports that unify the region. So you see yourself as a Caribbean person, you play for the West Indies, and I was just trying to do the Caribbean without at the same time, trying to make myself out there, performance-wise, and do the best you can for the team.
At the start in Australia in 1984, did you think 519 wickets was on the cards?
At the start of 1984, I was trying to get into the team and say that was far-fetched from my mind. I think I toured England first when there was nothing happening. Didn't get into the team then. I made my debut in Perth, Australia. And it's a debut I'll never ever forget. And then just playing all those 5 test matches for me was an accomplishment. Because back in those days, it was a very difficult team to get into. But they had a motto and a policy that if you're winning, they would not change much of a winning team. So it was just good to get into the team. I would be lying if I say I would be thinking of getting 100 wickets or 200 wickets. Just by hearing conversation in the dressing room, and then when Andy Roberts had retired, I stopped playing then. I think his tally was 202, and Landscape's tally was 307. So those are things in the back of your mind, and you hear Malcolm saying anybody who get 200 wickets playing for the West Indies in this attack would have done well. So I said I thought 200, for me would have done well. If I could get the Lance 300, I'd be very happy.
Okay, and you've now set the benchmark where you are the standard. So we now had 95 years of West Indies cricket, and you called some great names there, Malcolm Marshall, you had your partner Courtney Ambrose, obviously yourself, Lance Gibbs is another name, Andy Roberts, and a list of legends goes on. There was that famous ball in Adelaide. Can you talk us through that ball, that moment, that occasion, from the time, the guy had bit off, threw it to you? What was the conversation till when Junior Murray called it?
The conversation started on over before. I remember saying to Desmond, because he was feeling a bad. And when he came to me, I said, there is no way Courtney can put another over. Based on what I've seen, he hasn't got any power in his legs, he can't make it up to the creek. If we don't win this game in this over, we're going to lose it. And Desmond looked at me and smiled and said, let's go, right? And he was always jovial and joking. And that was the intention in that over. I think when I figured we're going to win this game, Desmond made a brilliant stop on bad part to save what probably would have been 2 runs or whatever it was. And that just gave me extra energy as well. So I remember when he stopped that ball, I thought, this is our best chance now of winning this game. So I just decided that in this delivery, I'm going to just use everything I have and see what happens. Unfortunate for me, Nick Kip and Junior took the catch. And once the finger started to come up, I think we were all running off the field. The umpire was deciding to change his mind. I don't know what would have happened. Probably would not have had the players left on the field. But it was one of them pictures that it was very sweet. It probably cost us in the end because of what happened in the dressing room. Probably other people don't know about that. But the guys in the dressing room were so happy for the win that some stuff were broken in there. But we were happy to pay the cost to celebrate the win.
And when you released the ball, when you actually released the ball and you saw it, heading towards McDermott's ribs and stuff like that, and what was the thinking at the time?
Well, once he decided to fend it, my thinking was that once this hit bat, it's going to go in the air, so let's just hope it and hit bat, and I just started running out.
Okay, and did you tell yourself you were going to give him a short ball? Or?
Yeah, it was a plan to just go short at him. Hopefully he will fend at it, and if he fend at it, it will go sky high in the air, whether it is bat or glove. So once he started to fend, I just feel well, this is a chance, just hit some people.
And so you bowl over 30,000 balls in Test cricket, which is an unbelievable thing for a fast bowler. I mean, without narrowing down one, is that the one that is most memorable?
That is one that's the most memorable because of the margin of victory, because of the effort that went into it, and because it was helping out my good friend Mr. Ambrose. Ambrose had bowled fantastically in the Test match. He had no legs left. I don't think he would have been able to cope to bowl another over. So it was more doing it for him and myself than for anything else and for the team, So it was a combination, and once I realized that his legs had left him, I just really give it everything I have. That is what in that over, and I wanted to do something. Just a big very key to make sure we got the victory.
Excellent. West Indies and India, a rich legacy going back to the 1940s, and now in a few weeks we're going to see the 100th Test match between these two countries. I know you, at 519 wickets, you would have taken many against different people. But what was it playing against India that you could remember the most in the competition? Obviously, Sachin would have been present in your era, Dravid, Lakshman, Sidhu.
I was a top batters in that time. You recall coming in name, Amanat played a little bit against as well. India always have good batting. Whenever you tour India, you're probably going to get some flat ones or turning pitches. So whenever you go in there, you have to have a different mindset as to when they come to the Caribbean. But some of our players used to complain that when we play them in Trinidad and Guyana, it's more like playing them on Indian pitches as well. But that's the nature of the beast. They have good quality players, but you're always going to be into a challenge or into a fight. We have had some key contests. One of the things that comes to mind for me readily was when I went down as captain to India and we had losing a test series again. And I remember we were supposed to play 5 tests and they brought it down to 4 to accommodate some more one-day game. And we lost the first test match in a game I thought if Courtney was there, we probably would have won quite easy. Second test match was a draw at Nagpur. I'll never forget that. And Simon and I damaged my neck in that test match. I wasn't down to play. And Simon came to me the night before the game and said, Skippy, you're going to be able to make it. And I said, well, once I can walk it, I'm going to give my best effort. And I was walking around with a neck brace, so I was very doubtful to play. And we did every fitness test and stuff. And
you had a neck brace the day before the game?
The day before the game. We didn't bowl in practice or anything. Went out and gave it a test the morning of the match. And I think probably I scared me up those Ferguson as well, but they were depending on me to start the lead like that. And this test match was played in Chandigarh, and it was a little greenish to start. One of the best test pitches I probably played in India, with the bounce carried right through the test match. And we made some runs, and it was the first time I saw a batsman walk in the 90s. Brian Lara walked at 90 something. And there were some people saying inside, I said, no, if he's out, he's going to walk, that's Brian. And I remember we declared to give ourselves time to bowl them out. And as fate would have it, Tabaka got injured, got hit in there. And the rest was history. Nobody else wanted to start up. So we ended up winning that test match completely to level the series. And that's probably one of the best test matches I can remember having against India.
Okay, so
not personally, but from a team point of view.
So I mean, like you said, I mean, part of your, like, I mean, we saw Kumble bowl with his face bandage after being, struck in Antigua, but very few people knew that you were wearing a neck brace the night before a game, and I mean that in itself, tells a lot about, your commitment.
Well, I think Tony Coles had written me off. When he picked the team, I was with it, and Tony Becker, who was on tour, called me and says, Tony is about to release a team, are you not playing tomorrow? And I said, well, I'm doing my fitness test in the morning. And that was because I was wearing the neck brace. And Tony says, well, Tony Becker says Tony Coles better not send it out there, because if I know you, if you can play, you're going to play. And we had a laugh and a chuckle about it. And then he called Tony and says, Courtney is doing the fitness test tomorrow, hold on to your release, something like that. I remember that little argument we had. And the morning, Tony Coles come over and said, well, I'm happy I didn't release it because you're actually playing. And these things happen, but in the heat of the moment, you have to do anything that's best for you on the team. And once I was able to go out, I was
That's remarkable. And as you said, we won the test match in Chandigarh.
Yeah.
Kenny Benjamin got a few.
Got a few. Myself, Coffee played in that match, and Anderson coming in.
Right. And so India, West Indies have, but it's also a rivalry, but a friendship as well. There's great friendship between the two teams going back all those years.
Yeah, it is. And I think it started when we had 2 young geniuses playing, Sachin Tendulkar and Brian Lara. We had those 2 guys, they become the best of friends now, but the batsmanship between both of them was something that you could not argue. You could see the talent, you could see the class. And the rivalry was there, but they were always friends off the field. So they competed very well on the field of play, but the rivalry was there for them to do that. But off the field of play, they both get on very, very well.
And it was spin of India versus pace of West Indies.
Spin of India versus pace of West Indies. And Lara was a good player of spin because he came from Trinidad and he was a good decent player of pace. And Sachin was a good player of spin and a very decent player of pace as well. So they complemented each other in terms of the challenge that they put up, but it was always a good rivalry.
And if we could switch a little bit now, so Wes Hall, we celebrating his legacy this year as well. You would have played with him as manager, and you would have, been captain with him as an administrator, and obviously someone that you would have first want to get his 192 wickets, and then going on. Who is Sir Wes Hall to you? And if I could first ask, when was the first time you met him?
Well, I was just going to say to you, the first time I can remember meeting him officially, we might have met before, but the first time I remember meeting him officially was 1982 in Barbados in a camp, getting ready to tour England with the youth team. And I met Seymour Nurse came as coach with us, so I met him at the same time because Wes came to give the team a talk. Clyde Walcott did, and Charlie did, don't forget, but Wes Hall was the funniest of them all. But in his speech, he says, England is the place where the ball swings around a lot and you think you lose control. And he gave us a story about a dasher with the ball. Being funny as well, but it made a lot of sense. And I learned so much from just listening to him on that speech, going to England, because a lot of what he said is what you experienced when you got there. And that was my first introduction to the great man. And while I was with him, the family and I became very good friends. Sean Hall, the jockey, I was in Walsh, so good friends. Kerry's daughter, so we all always kept in touch. Whenever they came on tour, we would hang out, make sure the boss is okay. And I remember him saying to me in a particular tour, some fast bowlers will mature until they're 25, 26. And I was trying to think, what is he talking about? But the Major the Man, I can say I'm testament to that, because when he told me this, I was thinking I was about 21, 22, and I thought I was there, I knew what it is, I'm ready for the world. And I realized 5 years after, now is when I'm in full control. Now I know exactly what I'm doing, what I want to do, how I want to get it done. Everything was more precise. And to this day, we have one of the better friendships. He's someone I look up to. And it's just somebody that knows about cricket, knows about fast bowling. And I remember him saying to me, to get 192 wickets, he had the blood, sweat and tears issues from time to time. So when I got to his landmark and get the 200, he was very happy for me. And he said, just continue, and the sky's the limit. Now he's someone who knows a lot about the game, someone who I have a lot of respect for, and someone, when I met him as a manager, across the board, he would speak to everybody on the stage.
We spoke earlier about the investment, but tell us a little bit, about your, how happy you are really to see the investment continue in women's cricket, and the beauty of a camp here with these emerging players that look so enthusiastic and gun-ho.
I'm very happy. I mean, as we're doing this interview now, there's an emergent player camp going on, and I'm just here to watch the girls observe, say my 2 cents a couple of the players that I can pass on. And this is something I would do whether I was head coach or not. So just to come down and watch them practice, impart some of my knowledge to them is excellent. But I think this is, to me, is one of the better things that's happening now. And we need to have more of these emerging player camp, more just to widen the pool. The good thing with this camp for me is that it's just before regionals, so these girls will have some cricket, and let's see how many of them can be standouts. But I think the message for the territorial boards is to get involved and get your players ready as well, so we can have a very competitive regional tournament, so we can select from the best of the best and people performing, and try to widen the pool so we can help and guide them. But I think cricket was still doing these camps. We just have to plan the camps a lot more now as to how we want them to run, and what we do to develop, and how we can help the players.